I've been thinking a lot about how my life has changed over the past few decades. So I've got an amazing coach that helped me quite a lot. And he did this really strange activity that while we were doing it, I thought it was so weird. So he asked me to look back over my life and divide it up into 10-year periods. So he was like, tell me as much as you can about your early life up until you were 10 years old. What was that like, you know? Where did you live? What was the experience like where you lived? What was going through your mind as a child? And then he asked me to do from 11 to 20, my teenage years. And then from 20 to 30, I'm 35. I know I don't look it, right? Anyway, so he made me do this activity, but it really got me thinking about the type of person that I am today and how the first 10 years and the last 10 years have actually shaped my life. And the thing that's come into mind is that I always wanted to be an entrepreneur from a really young age. I remember in year 6, I was practicing how to do a signature. And I said to my friend who was sitting next to me, I said, you know what? I see myself signing checks and paying people for doing work with me. So I need to get this right now so that when I'm a little bit older, I can just have the perfect signature. And it was sort of like 20 years later, I actually realized one day I wasn't signing checks, but I was paying people via bank transfer. And that was an actual dream that came true. I wanted to have a business and I wanted to have employees. I wanted to have staff, people that I can have around me as a team, and I could be able to pay them for their services. And I was doing that. And I think speaking about goals and dreams and all that kind of stuff is, what were some of your dreams when you were a little child? And what are you doing now to work towards those dreams? Like, how are you going to get there? Planning is so important, and I've learned that planning is so important. Like right now, one of my dreams was to be a pilot, not necessarily a commercial airline pilot, but to be able to fly. I've not done anything to reach towards that goal up until last year when I started looking into what would it take to get a piloting license? How much is it going to cost for me to get my license or learn how to fly? And when I do learn how to fly, what are some of the things that I need to consider? And then looking at what we have to do will give us a clear indication of how we're going to reach our dream, our vision. So, question time. What was your childhood like? What were some of your dreams? And are you living some of those dreams now? And if not, what's your dream for the future and how are you going to get there? I know a lot of people get caught up in materialism and the materialistic world. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a 9-to-5. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't work for someone else and help someone else build their dream by working for them. But just be intentional with what you're trying to do and the lifestyle that you're trying to achieve. And again, I've learned that once you identify what you're trying to achieve and the steps that you need to take there to get there, things can be a little bit smoother. And if they're not so smooth, you kind of know and you're willing to navigate because you know what the end goal is, as opposed to going day by day or paycheck by paycheck or month by month. So guys, I hope that's been useful. This series, I'm talking all about goals because actually having a mentor and having a coach and speaking to people and learning through the books that I'm reading, some of the podcasts, I'm learning that actually for you to get anything done, you need to have a dream, remember that dream, have a goal for how you're going to accomplish that dream, and then have a plan, an action plan, step-by-step plan. I need to do X, Y, Z before I do this, before I go forward. And the plan might change, the goal is the same, but you move on. Hopefully that's been useful to you. On this channel, I'm all about learning or sharing what I've learned. And the number one thing I've learned is personal development. And a key thing in personal development is setting goals. So set some goals. See you next time.